Good evening, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us on this latest edition of the Milford Informer. I am your host, Tim Coet. It is a big weekend coming up for Milford High School as they get set to celebrate homecoming, where they will honor some very esteemed members of the MHS athletic family. We have details on that and more coming up in this week's Top Stories Rundown. Tonight, find out all of the details on a very special celebration the Milford Athletic staff and the Gridiron Club are planning for this Saturday's homecoming football game. Also tonight, get a full update from the Baypath Humane Society, including information on their upcoming 5K fundraiser and also a meet and greet with some of Baypath's four-legged friends. And later in sports, we will show you how the volleyball teams from Milford and Hopedale faced off in a tough battle on the court, while also coming together to raise money for a very special cause. With homecoming festivities taking place over at the high school this weekend, all eyes will be on the football field on Saturday afternoon, where the Scarlet Hawks will be taking on division rival Sharon in a game with major playoff implications. While the crowd will be energized to see this year's edition of the Scarlet Hawks, they will also have an opportunity to honor two very special Hawks teams from the past that left an indelible mark on Milford athletics. Here now are Gridiron Club President Tony Shirelli and Athletic Director Peter Boucher with all of the details on the special celebration coming up on Saturday.
So this weekend is homecoming for Milford High School with the football team playing Sharon at 2 o'clock on Saturday. And earlier in the season, Peter and I had been going through about game days to do different things on different days. And one of the things for homecoming we thought would be good was to recognize two of the past Super Bowl teams that were from 1986 and 2006. It's a 30-year anniversary and 10-year anniversary of their achievements. So we thought we would do a recognition of those teams during the game. So what we're going to do is have the captains from both teams, or those that can attend, come out as honorary captains to accompany our captains for the coin toss, and then have the whole team, or both teams and coaches recognized at halftime for their accomplishments. We'll read off the names of everybody who's there. And we got a little surprise for the guys when they show up. We're going to take care of them during the game, but we're keeping that under wraps. We're going to have a nice surprise for them. We're going to honor them well.
I have to give the Gridiron Club a lot of the props for that. You know, Tony's been fantastic as the president, really just saying, you know what, let's make each football game fun. Let's make it a recognition situation. Let's basically have a blast with the game, and let's start to recognize some other people. So we've had the youth football teams have come, you know, and got to play a little bit on the field, and we've also basically, he's got the youth kids running the flags out for every game. The Teacher Appreciation Day that they set up was just phenomenal. You know, we're still getting good information and good feedback about that as far as the teachers that were recognized. I personally like it. I think it's great. I think it adds a little bit to each and every game. And to be honest with you, the amount of fans that we've had each and every home game this year has been 1,500 to 2,000. It's been unbelievable, the folks that have been showing up. Give you an example, one of the things that we implemented this year was if you are a youth cheerleader or a youth football player, and we're adding the youth band, if you're a youth band person and you're wearing your uniform, you get in free. So all these kids are running around cheering, Milford High School, Scarlet Hawk Nation football. It's great. It's good. I think, the mentality is bigger, better, best. We want it to be fun when you come to a football game.
The reaction that we got when we started to let them know that we were planning on something was huge. They were excited about it. The guys on the team, the coaches,
Sure.
they were really juiced up to go reach out to their teammates and their coaches and say, let's get together, let's do this. And it's a long tradition in Milford. I'm not from Milford. I've been involved in the program in different ways. I was privileged to coach with Joe Todd for a season. So I see the dedication and I see where the program is headed. So they asked me to step in at the gridiron level, and that's what we thought was, let's build up the excitement about Milford football, and that's what's happening now. Between the team and their performance, and then the parents and the players and the coaches. And this is just the first step. It'll keep getting better every year.
Yeah, this is sort of like tier one or plan one, but and same obviously. I'm not from Milford, as I've said multiple times. However, growing up next door, I remember what Milford was like in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. So we absolutely, I think, along with the entire community, want to bring it back to that greatness, and we're working hard to do that. But I think, this is a great step forward this year to have that fun, to have that type of frenzy. I know there's a big buzz about this Saturday. It's going to be a great game. Sharon looks really, really strong this year. They are one of only a couple teams that beat Foxborough along with Milford this past weekend. So it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great celebration. And I think what's really going to be fun for me is just going to be to go over and say hello to all the former players that I don't really know. Actually, the 86 folks I might know, having been an athlete right next door at that particular time frame. And just to be able to watch them hang out and reminisce about the season and the game, there's something really special about that. I've gone to a couple of, championship reunions myself, and it's awesome. It's just, it's like it just happened yesterday. So for the Gridiron Club and Milford Athletics to be able to provide that opportunity for these guys and these parents and these kids who are now, they're not kids anymore, just to be able to have that opportunity is it's going to be just fun to do that. So I appreciate the Gridiron efforts, and we feel great about what's going to happen Saturday.
From one major event happening this weekend to another, our good friends over at the Baypath Humane Society have one of their biggest fundraisers of the year taking place this weekend. We took the opportunity to travel over to Baypath's location in Hopkinton to get the details on the fundraiser and also learn about some of the animals currently housed at the Humane Society who are waiting to find their forever home. The Baypath Humane Society continues to be one of the leaders in the area for providing dogs and cats with a healthy and happy environment while they wait to find the right fit for their permanent home. This past year has been one of the biggest yet since Baypath first opened its doors more than 30 years ago.
More everything, frankly. More volunteers, more animals, which has been great. We've been able to help a lot more animals, a lot more fosters, which really helps us because, this building is only so big, and so we really count on the fosters to help us do even more. So, yeah, just continuing to grow as an organization. It's been a good year.
This weekend, Baypath will host their 7th annual Paws and Claws 5K, where they hope to see their biggest turnout yet as they raise funds for animal care and shelter operations.
It's this Sunday, October 16th, at Hopkinton State Park, and the Racers Village, Runners Village opens around 9 for registration and everything. And the race starts at 10. And it's a 5K. We've been doing this for several years in the park. It's a lot of fun. People bring their dogs. Some dogs are dressed up for Halloween and others aren't. Some people are dressed up, but it's a lot of fun. And last year was about 30 degrees. This Sunday's looking real nice, so people can register same day. They can register all week long. You can go to our website, which is www.baypathhumane.org, or like I said, just pop in that day and register. It's going to be a beautiful day, and it is our one of our largest fundraisers, and the money benefits the animals we have here at the shelter. So this year we had our largest adoption numbers ever, over 1,300, and just for a little perspective, about 4 or 5 years ago, we were around 900. So we are, testing the capacity of this little shelter, but we have so many great fosters and volunteers that we're able to do that. But the money just goes to, their medical care, the spay, neuter, whatever's needed to help the most number of animals.
While we were visiting the shelter, we had to get an up-close look at some of the animals currently awaiting adoption.
This is Linda. She is originally from the South, one of our southern shelter partners down there. She is a little bit of an interesting mix, maybe like Basset and Newfoundland or something, very big bone dog on short legs. She does have kind of an odd gait and an odd conformation with her bone structure, but we've had her looked at by an orthopedic surgeon. It's nothing surgical. She would just need, shorter walks, woods walks, ideally not on pavement. She's a grass girl, but shorter walks. Like, who doesn't want that anyway? Nice time. You don't have to walk her 20 minutes. She loves to play with toys. She'll entertain herself with her little toys. This is Pumpkin. He's about 4 months old. We think, maybe like a lab, maybe he has some border collie. Of course we don't know, but very active little boy. He loves to play with other dogs. Definitely smart. He already knows how to sit. Very treat motivated, which is good for training, but definitely think he would do well in an active home. Certainly loves to play with other dogs. Would love a dog friend, I'm sure. Not that that's a requirement, but very nice little dog. Super, super social guy. This is Pigeon. She is, call her like probably a Dalmatian pit mix. She's really sweet. She's been with us a little while. She's deaf, or so we think. But yeah, it's pretty sure she's deaf. She does great with hand signals. Very treat motivated. Loves her food puzzles. Really sweet. Loves to play with other dogs. But she's having a tougher time here at the shelter. She gets stressed and kind of frustrated sometimes. So. She would do really well in a home with, an experienced dog owner, someone who's active. She definitely loves to walk and loves to run around and play with toys. She loves to cuddle too, but having a dog that can't hear is a little bit different. A fenced-in yard would probably be great. She's not a cat person, so a cat-free home. She's a really sweet dog, and she's definitely a volunteer and staff favorite, including mine. I love you.
If you are interested in adopting a pet, Baypath makes the process quick and simple while ensuring that families and animals find the right fit.
We encourage people to come down and meet an animal they'd like, cats and dogs, and then you fill out an application, because then it's more like a conversation of, is this the right fit for you based on your lifestyle and what you're looking for? And we look at what we know and make sure it's a match. So we definitely encourage people to come down anytime, take a look at the animals. If you're interested, we do have an application. If it's a dog and you have another dog, we'll do a meet. We ask that the animals in the home are up to date. Obviously, it protects, both parties. And, if you rent, just see what the requirements are, stuff like that. And yeah, it can be a quick process if all the ducks are in a row, and people take dogs and cats home same day or within a few days, and fully vetted. We microchip, up to date, spayed, neutered, all that stuff. So we try to make it a quick and easy, pleasant process.
If you're not ready to own a dog or cat, but you are looking for volunteer opportunities, the Baypath Humane Society is always looking for additional help.
We are actively seeking volunteers and fosters. The volunteer program was we had had a little moratorium on it for a couple months because we had to find a new volunteer coordinator, but it's back up and running. We absolutely need dog and cat volunteers, people who want to do outreach, people who want to do events, and also fosters. So all that is on our website, which is www.baypathhumane.org. And there's all kinds of information about volunteer opportunities, foster opportunities, stuff like that, all the ways you can get involved.
For the last few years, the Crossroads Clubhouse has been entertaining area residents with a spooky Halloween maze. This year's maze promises to be bigger and scarier than ever, and we had a chance to speak to one of the staff members over at Crossroads to find out when community members can check out this year's Halloween maze.
Bother me while I'm here. Get out of here before I make a meal out of you.
Well, this is going to be our third year outside doing the maze. We had done it a couple years inside because of fire codes. We can't do that anymore, so we moved it outside. So this year, we're hoping to have it about almost twice the size of last year. Last year, we had 2 big car tents that we used inside the maze. This year, we're going to have 4. Every year, we add more PVC to make it a little bit longer. You can see a little bit of the backbones back there now. So hopefully it's going to be just about twice as long. Last year attendance was, I think, 150 something. The year before it was 781. So we doubled our attendance, or just about doubled our attendance. This year I'm really hoping to break 300. We get really lucky with our fundraisers here. We're going to have members from the clubhouse volunteering. We also have, I think right now, 3 schools that are going to help us out. Two of the schools had previously helped us out with kids, and I think we're going to have some new ones this year, and along with a few more people in the community. Maybe with all of the craziness around the clown sightings this year, our clown tent's going to be about twice as big, so that might be a big one this year. Hopefully nobody gets out of control, but I think there'll be some of the big ones. We're going to be here October 21st and 22nd, 11 William Street, Hopedale, Massachusetts, and it's going to be from 6 to 10 p.m. on those 2 nights.
After a lopsided defeat at the hands of North Attleboro in Week 4, Milford was back on the road last Friday night taking on the Foxborough Warriors. Milford has struggled to come away with wins in Foxborough over the years. Could they break the trend in this year's matchup? Let's check out the full highlights courtesy of Foxborough Community Television. Last Friday night, Milford found themselves in one of the toughest road environments in the Hawk as they got set to take on the Warriors in Foxborough. The two teams entered the contest in a virtual tie in the standings, so the outcome of this game would be crucial to both programs as the playoff seeding deadline draws closer. Milford has had a tendency to start off slow this season, and unfortunately that trend continued in Week 5. Just about 2 minutes into the game, Foxborough QB Mark Clagg would connect with senior captain Jermaine Few on this 24-yard TD to give the Warriors a fast lead. As it turned out, that lead would last for just over a minute. With the ball spotted on the Milford 42, Blake Hill would take the handoff, and he would blast through the heart of the defense and into the open field, rumbling 58 yards to the end zone to quickly tie the game. Later in the first quarter, Foxborough would drive their way down to the Milford 5 before the 5'6" junior Phil Duray would take the pitch, and he'd weave his way in for the score, swinging the lead back into the Warriors' favor. Into the second quarter now, watch Milford's defense bring the pressure on this 3rd and 9 play, forcing Clagg to release the pass early, resulting in an incompletion and a Foxborough punt. On Milford's ensuing drive, Matt Curran would hook up with his favorite receiving target, Jack Capoletti, who would shake a few tackles, leading to a big 20-yard gain. A few plays later, it was Curran to Tony Mobilia on an 18-yard pickup that would set up 1st and goal for Milford from the 5. On the next play, Hill would force his way into the end zone for his second touchdown of the game, once again tying the score. It would remain a 14-14 score heading into the third quarter, but that was when Blake Hill would start to give his team some separation on the scoreboard. After Milford chewed nearly 6 minutes off the clock on their opening second-half drive, it would be Blake Hill on a 2-yard plunge into the end zone, giving the Hawks their first lead of the night. Later in the third, after Milford's defense forced a turnover on downs, it is Hill again breaking free for what would go as a 56-yard touchdown run, his second 50-plus yard touchdown of the game, and his 4th overall on the night. Into the fourth quarter now, Ryan O'Toole would provide Milford with a third 50-plus yard score as he would take the current handoff 56 yards to pay dirt, allowing Milford to expand the lead to 34-14. After Milford's running game torched the Warriors for 5 rushing touchdowns on the night, Matt Curran would close out the Milford scoring with a 22-yard TD pass to the junior Chris Rivera. Make it 6 total touchdowns and a grand total of 436 yards of offense on the night as Milford routs Foxborough on their home field, winning by a final score of 41-14. Just pure dominance out of Blake Hill each and every week. Speaking of dominance, this Wednesday saw a matchup of a pair of dominant girls volleyball teams in the Milford gym. Milford hosted neighboring rival Hopedale in a non-conference matchup. It was a very special night on and off the court as the two programs teamed up to sponsor a Dig Pink night, with all the proceeds going toward the Side Out Foundation for cancer care and research. Prior to the match, Coach Linda Zakili and AD Peter Boucher spoke to a packed crowd about the importance of their fundraising efforts.
I want to thank all of you for your support as we participate in the Side Out Foundation Dig Pink fundraiser. Thank you all for joining our fight against breast cancer. We've all had someone dear to us touched by this horrible disease, and events such as this can contribute to the research necessary to find a cure. The pink balloons that decorate our gymnasium tonight represent our fight against breast cancer. We assured that all gate receipts, donations, the 50-50 raffle, and proceeds from the bake sale are all going to a worthy cause.
Every single person in this room, every single person in this gymnasium, statistically on the planet, knows somebody who has cancer, whether you know it or not. Every single person in this gymnasium knows somebody who has cancer. So the fact that you've all come out, we have Hopedale, we have Milford, we have past players, we have legendary coaches here tonight, we have legendary coaches in the making. It's fantastic that you folks are here. There's only one way you can beat cancer, and that's by raising funds. And the fact that you're here tonight donating money and generating finances is fantastic.
For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
What a tremendous ceremony here at the gymnasium. Just finishing up now as we get ready for game time. Of course, this is Dig Pink Night here at Milford High School. Milford and Hopedale getting ready to clash on the volleyball court. Met on the back line by Swanson. And that time it was Kate Hockenberry, a freshman, having a little trouble. Milford opening up a 7-2 lead. Reichert getting a little help from the net that time as it helped dump that ball in front of Morgan Foley. She was able to get a hand on it, but it ends up going as the Milford point. Milford going on another good run here in the first set. Set up on the right side and sent over, but out of play on the near sideline. And that is it for the first set. Milford in pink tie-dye jerseys, Hopedale in solid pink. Hopedale unable to flip that one over the net. Now Foley, but dug out in the back by Jane Schuler. Now the hard hit with her back to the net for Kelly Reichert. She returns it. And that ball out on the near sideline. What a play from Kelly Reichert. Tremendous athleticism to be able to get to that ball and a good, accurate shot, again, with her back to the net. Right now it has been all Milford through the first two sets. Milford winning the first 25-14, just finishing up a second set win 25-12, and they now look for the sweep. Now Reichert. Rangian will set it up for Juliana Tracy. She just keeps that one in for the point, trying to end this match in Milford's favor. Good hard serve in the air. It's popped straight up and sent into the student section of Hopedale. And that will end it. 25-12. Milford wins this third set, and they sweep their way to victory here tonight. They hand the Hopedale Lady Blue Raiders their first loss of the season, breaking a 10-game winning streak for Hopedale. What a tremendous effort here tonight for Milford. Coming up on October 20th, the Citizens for Milford will be sponsoring a state representative candidates forum. The forum will feature Democrat and current Milford Selectman Brian Murray and Republican candidate Sandra Slattery Biagetti. The candidates are vying for the seat being vacated by current state rep John Fernandez. Candidates will be available to meet and greet with voters prior to the start of the forum. The State Representative Candidates Forum will take place on Thursday, October 20th at St. Mary's Parish Hall beginning at 7 p.m. For more information, log on to www.citizensformilford.com. On October 22nd, the MHS Hospitality and Tourism Management Program is teaming up with Stacy Middle School to present the second annual 5K Color Run and Fun Run. Join friends, family, and members of the community for a morning of fun, activities, and a colorful 5K run. The Color Run will take place on Saturday, October 22nd, with events kicking off at Stacy Middle School at 8 a.m. All proceeds will benefit Stacy Middle School's sports programs, technology, and upgrades to the school's gymnasium. To find out more information on the event, you can send an email to htm@milfordma.com. And here's another reminder that on October 25th, we will be holding our 3rd annual Milford TV membership meeting. All Milford TV members and volunteers are strongly encouraged to attend, and members of the community are welcome to join us as well. Milford TV staff, as well as our board of directors, will be on hand to discuss official business and seek input from those in attendance. It is a unique opportunity for our membership and volunteer base to come together to meet and network, and for members of the community to learn more about what we do here at the studio. Members are also welcome to provide a short 2-minute video highlighting the content they produce. Our Milford TV membership meeting will take place on Tuesday, October 25th at our studio inside Milford Square Plaza beginning at 7 p.m. That is all we have for you tonight. Remember, this week's Milford football game is on Saturday afternoon, so make sure you head over to the football field to celebrate homecoming this Saturday at 2 p.m. We will, of course, have full highlights on next week's show. We hope you will join us then. Until next time, from all of us here at Milford TV, this is Tim Coet saying have a great week. So long, everybody.